Well, Sheikh Salam technically works in 13 of the 79 counties, and in all these areas there are also other regional program managers. In Unity State we have the Ler, Mayandit, and Panjir. In Western Baragazal we have Wau and Ju River. In Upper Nile we have Baliad and Wulang. And in Eastern Equatoria we have Budian and Kapoita North. So in this area they are represented by several other regional program managers. Sheikh Salam's core objective is to lay a foundation and also to provide a forum for grassroots community members to have a discussion where they are safe, where they discuss issues that affect them. Because we know that in South Sudan there are several issues that are exacerbated by the availability of armed among the youth, the cattle camp youth. And Sheikh Salam's responsibility is to support the local structures. And the other objective also in terms of resilience is to strengthen these structures, such as the women. Sheikh Salam has, in all these regional offices, supported the legal registration of CBOs and CSOs. The objective here is to make sure that they are sustainable, they are knowledgeable, and this is to ensure they have a continuity plan and also strong enough to stand on their own at the end of this activity, the activity which is Sheikh Salam. On the other side of doing our work, Sheikh Salam is pretty much interested in doing our 3 C's, and the 3 C's are communication, coordination, and collaboration. We collaborate with the USAID implementing partners on ground. In Western Baragazal, Sheikh Salam has collaborated with SIPO, which is a beneficiary of USAID. SIPO is Community Empowerment and Progress Organization. In Jonglei, they have collaborated with Nonviolent Peace Force in the processes, and also with Save the Children. That comes in terms of protection. In Unity State, we have also collaborated and coordinated efforts with IRC and other partners. So because we are very pivotal in our operation in that any forum that leads into a consensus brings in a community, and in that regard there are issues raised in terms of gender-based violence, and protection partners find themselves in automatically. The humanitarian assistance agencies that are implementing humanitarian support also find themselves in. Those that are doing development, such as the Sheikh Salam and CRS and other agencies, also find their efforts in it. So it's a range in which also our activities, we do them in several other strategies. And this involves our sequencing, layering of our grants activities.
You know, Momentum is a 5-year project funded by USAID, and currently it is in a consortium, but World Health is the lead, but there are consortium partners like JSHI that does research and learning, and then there's GOAL that focuses on resilience, there's CARE, then there is also ACHAP, and then there's PubFinder. But then in terms of the overall goal of Momentum, of course, is to contribute in the reduction of morbidity and mortality in South Sudan, the maternal morbidity and mortality. Of course, focusing more on family planning, reproductive health, and maternal, newborn, and child health. It is also looking at the increasing demand for these services, and then it also looks at the inclusiveness and the resilience of the household and the community levels to ensure quality integrated the services are provided, and their capacities are also built both at the household and at the community level. with the other IPs, I think in terms of coordination, we've done a lot in terms of integration of services and then expanding and then layering and leveraging resources. But then secondly, also through the HPF partner, and then the NSIR project, which is the expansion of services to the internally displaced and then also the returnees, we were still able to leverage a lot of resources in terms of integration of services that we provide. And then also following the emergency preparedness and response planning workshop with the USAID IP partners on the ground, that is Tiafan, and then also HPF partner on ground, that was Shuha in Kajokeji. We were still able to develop the plans. But this does not only happen in Kajokeji, it has happened in all the counties where we operate, including Magui. In Magui, the HPF partner there is Health Link. We were able to do it together with them, the plan. In Yambio, through HPF partner World Vision, we were able to do the plan together. In Bor, we did it with the MMD, but also CARE came in, so we did it together. We were able to come up with the draft plan. In Juba, we've planned it, but we are going to do it soon. And then in WAO, we were able to do it with the CODATE. We developed the emergency preparedness and response plans for the health facilities that we support there, such that in case of shocks and stresses, they're still able to continue providing services for the community. But then also in WAO, together with the USAID partner called Policy Link, we were able to call IPs together with some state government, then some key community leaders. We were able to come up with the community action plans for the critical risk scenarios in terms of preparedness, in terms of resilience of the communities. So we came up with the draft plan, and then we had a dialogue together with them, with the community members, with the Policy Link. We were able to come up with the final draft, but still there is more to add on it in terms of efficiency and effectiveness of collaboration with the Policy Link and some of the IPs in WAO, which was great.
The challenges across the country right now, we know, is the breakdown. The logistics isn't that available all the time, knowing that the country is having only 2 seasons, and now the rainy season being the longest than the dry season. So when it comes to logistics, this forces us to do a pre-planning and also do a coordinated effort to know the agencies that have the equipment and also the other assets for mobility, align their programming. We align our programming to theirs, not necessarily that we work as per their time, but also to take advantage of what they have, the facilities they have on ground. For example, if you look at flights, they are mostly coordinated by UNHAS that support it. So it is Sheikh Salam key focus also to make sure that we are in all the areas that we intend to program in, and this calls for the activity to plan its movement. It's challenging because in most of these areas where we work, we have to charter aircraft to take our grant materials when it comes to the in-kind. So this is a challenge, and to resolve this requires management to step in and also to make sure it is coordinated with the companies that are providing these services on ground. When it comes to the other challenges is that the partners on ground do not lack the capacity to implement the activities. For example, we work with the community-based organization, we work with the civil society organization on the ground, but if you give them the projects to implement, it's difficult. So this requires Sheikh Salam a great deal of time to invest in order to train them on both staff, skills acquisition, the asset management, the office management, and of course the facilitation of meeting, the peace dialogue and conferences. This takes time, but Sheikh Islam has done well by making sure that it is in the area, the staff members are in the area, and they are skillful enough to make sure the programming do go on.